What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started today, I gotta say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I got another very special build in store for y'all. Now, going into NBA 2K24, Uncle Demi has been talking about builds since he has been able to get them available. Now, this one I have gotten directly from him, and as you can see, I'll go ahead and drop a link down below of this video. But I went ahead and recreated this build in NBA 2K23 because he's already showing us what builds we can make in NBA 2K24. And to be honest, a lot of the builds that we have seen, from the ones that were created on Community Day, as well as the ones that are still popping up, we can pretty much create these builds a little bit more so the same in NBA 2K23 on the same exact builder. Now, one thing that I do want to take into consideration, I'm not going to say we're going to get the same exact builder system in the new year, but it does raise a question to me as to how we can actually recreate pretty much some of the same exact builds in NBA 2K24 still on the NBA 2K23. Now today, this one is going to be no different, and I'll go ahead and be sure to drop builds that are made from 2K24 just until about Thursday, and that's when this game is going to come out 9 PM on the West Coast. I'm coming from California. But as you can see, on top of this build, we're going to be able to get elite defense, and also on 2K24 you definitely want one that's going to have pro dribble moves, contact dunks, with the ability to ISO. Now, in my opinion, this is going to be the best slasher build that you can possibly make. It's going to be all around. You're going to be able to hit the mid-range, play some elite defense, and on top of that, the post game is going to be elite. Now, going into the breakdown of the build all around, I think this is going to be my favorite small forward that you can possibly make. Now, look, before we get any further into this video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. Now, this is looking to be my bully build in NBA 2K24, also known now as the Bulldozer badge. So from here, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you want to do is put it either under the small forward or shooting guard position. Now, as far as for this build, you definitely want to be sure that you follow along with every single step of the way. And as for the attributes, the body settings, everything today is going to be applicable to the NBA 2K24 builder. Now, things may change along the way as the game does drop on Thursday, but today this is what we're going to go after as of Monday. So let's go ahead and get started. With the height, I'm going to go with 6'8". Now, as for the weight, I decided to max this out because in the new game, you definitely want to be sure that you can unlock the Bulldozer badge. Now, that's also known as the Bully badge if you don't know yet. As for this wingspan, go at 7 feet exactly. And then for the body shape, I'm going to go ahead and pick builds. Now, I really think that this is going to be the best way to move forward. And as you can see with these attributes, I'm going to show you just how good builds can be in NBA 2K24. So from here, the first area that I'm going to get into will be the physicals, and for my speed, I'm going to put this up to an 80. Moving to the acceleration, put this to a 72. As for the strength, I'm going to go with an 80, and moving on to the vertical, I'm going to go with a 90, and I think this is crucial in NBA 2K24, and able to get every single dribble package as well as being able to rebound and get all of the contact dunks. Now, as for our stamina, I definitely think that this is going to play a huge role in 2K24, so go ahead and put this up to a 95. Keep in mind, Gym Rat is still in the game, just reworked and named into a different badge. But as for the physicals, this is pretty much what you should be expecting to make your build as of if you're looking to copy and paste this into the new year. Now from here, let's get into the breakdown of the defense. As for that interior, I decided to go pretty balanced, so I'm going to put this to a 70. Moving on to the perimeter defense, I'm going to go with an 87. And now as for that steal, I'm going to go with an 85. And I think this is going to set us apart from a lot of the taller builds. Now for this block, I'm going to go with the 75. Last year, I think we were able to get by with this rating. And this year, just from what I have seen of the gameplay, it's going to look like the same exact thing. Now for the offensive and defensive rebound, this is pretty optional. Moving on to the defensive, I'm going to go with the 70. And moving for our offensive, I'm going to put this up to a 60. And right here, we're going to get about 20 total badges. This is going to change in the new year. Now this is just what we're going to look like on the defensive side, and as for these badges, some of these may change in the new year and even be taken away, but this is pretty much an idea of what you should be getting. Now for the playmaking end, I think these stats are going to be solid. So for the pass accuracy, you definitely don't want to go anything below a 70, and I think this threshold is going to be perfect not only for the 3s but also the 5s. Now for this ball handle, I definitely want to be sure that I'm getting the minimum of at least all of the dribble packages. So go with an 80, and as for the speed with ball, this is crucial as well. So I'm going to go with the 70, and right there we get a total of 15 badges. The main reason why is because this build is primarily going to be focused on the finishing. Now as for these badges, we do get ankle breaker and more so less of the main playmaking badges. I think this build in the right hands can do just perfect in any game mode, especially if you're looking to take this to the ones court. Now as for the shooting on this build, I'm not putting anything towards the 3-point shot. As for the mid-range, put this up to a 75, and for the free throw, I'm going to go with the 74. Now this number right here allows us to take this build into the rec without having to struggle. Now keep in mind also, if you do buy your own boosts, the gear that you get also, which will give us upgrades to our attributes. And if you keep in mind your takeovers, that's going to allow us to get an even bigger boost towards these attributes. Now for the shooting badges, if you're able to unlock more, I think this build is going to be perfect for this area, because once we go ahead and do get extra badge points, we can put them towards the shooting. Now we may get more or less, but this is somewhat of what you should be looking to get. And as for the finishing, I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up first with the close shot. So go with the 90 right here, and then moving on to this layup, I'm going to go with an 88. As for the driving dunk, I decided to go with the 95, and that right there will give us every single dunk package in NBA 2K24. Moving on to the standing dunk, I'm going to go with the 70, put the rest into our post control, and right there, as you can see, we're maxed out at a 99 overall, and the main category is definitely going to be the finishing. Now we get a lot of post scoring badges, slashing, pretty much everything that you can want, and I'm pretty happy with this build because we're still able to get that bully badge. Now the badge that you're definitely wanting to get in the new year is going to be Bulldozer, pretty much the equivalent to Bully in NBA 2K23. And as for this build, I got it directly from Uncle Demi. And this is just to give y'all an idea of a build that you can step into any game mode with on day 1 of NBA 2K24. Now let me know down below, what do y'all think about this build and the attributes? Is there anything that you're looking to change? As for these takeovers, we get the slashing, shot creating, lockdown, and then the post scoring. Now to get the most out of this build, if you want to stick strong with the attributes that are going to help you out most, first I'm going to go with ankle breaking shots, or you can go with one of the post scoring. Now I can definitely say the same with finishing moves. It really comes down to your taste and your liking of playstyle. For mine, first, I'm going to go with power backdowns. Now the second one, you can be more cheesy and end up going with advanced post moves or even one of the lockdown. But for my better interest today, I'm going to be going with ankle breaking shots. And to mix and match, you can even go ahead and switch up one of the slashing. Now let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that we made this build correctly. And if you followed every single step of the way, we should be getting these 3 comparisons. And as y'all can see together, we were able to create none other than the best slasher, 2-way interior finisher for NBA 2K24 on NBA 2K23. For those of y'all who are still watching and made it this far into the video, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with the response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.